Hey, welcome back to Dr. Noah's YouTube and a little kind of update to what's going to happen over the last couple of days or so. Kind of alarming, a study just came out. By 2030, 50% of the United States people will be obese. Now, obese is 30% or greater than your ideal weight here. So when you combine that with overweight, that's close to almost 95% of Americans will be overweight and obese. Alarming, as we'll talk a little later on with Don and Cindy's. We're going to go back to diabetes. Diabetes is a big epidemic. 100% curable. We'll go over it. I just had a little publication that we'll talk about, in one of the rags here, Diabetes Forecast, the cure. What will it take to end diabetes? Yeah, and is there any mention about lifestyle? Of course not. Any nutrients there? Of course not. And we'll talk about why, because the magazine itself is just, once again, a propaganda, a rag of just drugs and basically different types of support systems for diabetes. I mean, diabetes is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Why would they want to try to cure it? Because they'd be out of business the next day. It's like cancer and other things like that. So we'll talk about that. Very alarming. This was kind of alarming. A study that just came out that showed that social networking increases, it's from Columbia University, increases teens' alcohol and drug use. What they're finding out is that when young people go and they're somewhat impressionable, go on Facebook and MySpace and Twitter like that, it's what they watch. So if they watch, what we see a lot on TV and stuff, people that they idolize and stuff, drinking a lot, partying, having fun, going into this area, then that obviously creates different types of neural pathways and behavioral changes. And they showed an 500% increase of tobacco use. Those teenagers that watch these social media places, 300% increase in alcohol and 200% in other type of drugs. And so it's, once again, the mind is, once again, just like we've talked about before, about how the media is able to do brainwashing. These things can also have an influence in terms of what people think is acceptable. They want to experiment. The drugs are very powerful. Once you get on them, I was just talking to a friend last night. These are very addictive things. We all think we're powerful, but whether it's cocaine, heroin, whatever like that, once you become addicted, now you don't have control over it. The drug or the other thing has that. So addiction is a big, big problem. Resveritrol, new study just came out from University of Texas, that resveritrol, which is a type of a pigment that has very, very strong healing properties, one of the few things that's able to reduce actually death rate, is able to reduce skin cancer. And so that's kind of exciting. We've talked about Protandim, 2 studies on that. Another type of nerve 2 oxidative stress reducer was able to reduce skin cancer in mice skin models by over 50%. So again, natural products are very, very powerful medicine. And that was in Cancer Prevention Research, August 2011. Another kind of concern, artificial things or bad stuff. New study showing that there's chemicals in our clothes called NPES that, once again, are hormonal disruptors. Just like we talked about BPA and plastic, that we drink. These chemicals have a devastating effect, and so that's why detoxification is a must for everybody. Young, old, male, female, doesn't matter who you are, detoxification is important because we're constantly bombarded with billions of pounds there. And let's see, the last one, and that's about it for this week on that. So we'll talk to you next week. Keep smiling, and once again, keep watching this. Oh, and a little announcement. Cindy, myself, and John, obviously you don't know, but we're putting together a website where people can have access to this valuable, critical, and important information so that you take charge of your health and have all the resources, all the information necessary to help you with your serious health problems. So I'll keep you up to date on that. Thanks.